this video is who is Henry McCoy, the Beast. So let me get my direction. Wait, hold on. That wasn't supposed to be live. Damn it. Okay, we're still recording. Yeah, we're still recording. So let me hit the pause button. All right, we're recording. I'm going to hit y'all with a countdown real quick. And I think we're back. I think we are back. Credit to the gameplay, which is QCF, a man who has practiced QCF on Rumble. I still have some technical things to address, so stand by.
Stop discussing your private life at work. Your colleagues and co-workers are not your friends. They are not your family. You barely know these fuckers. Don't tell him your whole life story. Sharing memes at work, good idea. Sharing your life story at work, bad idea. Anything you say to your colleague or co-workers can and will be used against you. So don't say it. Say nothing. If you have to tell somebody your problems and you have nobody to talk to, tell your dog or tell your many cats. At least your dog won't tell the whole office about your husband's erectile dysfunction or about how your marriage is falling apart. Keep your private life private. At the work, be polite, not friendly. There is a difference.
Who has played QCF, and right now he's on a Game Boy kick. I'm hoping he gets back to some Street Fighter, but I like the classic vibe that this gameplay is giving off. But I'm still working some technical issues, and then we'll get back to the stream. All right, so let me hit y'all with. I'm not gonna literally hit y'all. I'm gonna get another countdown going. All right, we're back. Looks like we got 0 views, but we're back on YouTube a little bit, and we're on Twitch. So let me look at my destinations, see what's going on there. All right, so I got Clangin' and Bangin'. That's got like 7 subscribers. My posture, this isn't my real posture. It's just really comfortable right now. I guess I should raise my seat, be a little more. I like being low to the ground, but this will work. I don't have a fancy gaming chair. It is what it is. We're streaming on Twitch, and we're streaming on Twitter. Nice. Alright, we're streaming on YouTube, Clangin' Bangin'. I got a really cool topic. Alright? So hopefully the powers that be is cool with the way I'm working my platform here. I'm not gonna... I got some articles that I'm gonna reference, tried my best to paraphrase, but I'm not gonna show any images or anything like that. But there's a movie coming out soon, Deadpool. I think Deadpool 3. It may be starring Wolverine. And yeah, just wanted to comment on those, on the Marvel sphere. So growing up, I grew up near a comic book store, collected a good amount of comic books. I remember I kind of broke the owner's heart one day. I was like 16 or 17, and I walked in there just kind of like out of routine, out of habit, and it's a big family. I think I was their #1 customer. My parents were good, and with they always, give me cash so I could go buy some comic books or some sports cards. But I'd spend hours in there. I'd buy comic books and memorabilia. And yeah, I remember one of the last visits, I said something like, or they said, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a while." And I said something about, "Oh, I just kind of grew out of this stuff." And it didn't really, I guess I kind of did, you know? But I shouldn't have said that, man. I shouldn't have said that. But anyways, I wanted to get in here and stream and talk about Henry McCoy. Henry McCoy. He's his character. Let me keep the gameplay going. Henry McCoy is this character on XMen. He is Beast. He's not the Beast, but when I was reading comic books, it was always about Wolverine, Logan, Professor X, always about Cyclops and Gambit. Gambit was one of my favorites. I'd buy his shirts. I thought he was like the coolest. I thought Gambit was really cool. He always had cards. But I might have a stream about that. But my favorite was Gambit and Wolverine. Those two. I identified with those as a kid, as a teenager, and I thought they were the coolest. I collected their mini series. But one character that was always intriguing to me was Beast. He would just do weird stuff. His mannerisms in the comic books were different, not as cool, not as alpha, but it was interesting. It didn't stick, but now as I'm older, I think back and wonder why his character didn't, receive the recognition. Like even Deadpool's all about Wolverine. So I remember thinking Beast was nothing like Wolverine, and It's really all about Logan. But let me read about Mr. Henry McCoy. I remember him being and smart. This is his thing. Strong, smart, and agile. I don't know if I'm going to read this. As a founding member of XMen, the intelligently gifted Dr. Henry Hank McCoy has been fighting for the peaceful coexistence between mutants and humans for most of his life. Born with a physique, strength, and muscular structure greatly resembling an ape, he was known as Beast. He is considered one of the eight smartest people in the world and has 6 PhDs, including one in biophysics, becoming a world-renowned biologist. Later, while working at the Brand Corporation, Hank drank a serum he created and further mutated himself into a bird creature with fangs and claws. After spending many years as an Avenger, he joined the Defenders, and later with his former teammates they formed X-Factor. Hank has always found himself returning to the X-Men until longtime friend and leader Cyclops began decisions that he believed were questionable, and he quit to join SWORD and the Secret Avengers. After the disagreement between Cyclops and Wolverine, he returned to Jean Grey School for Higher Learning as vice principal. When the Terrigen Mist was loose and killing mutants as part of a truce between the Inhumans, he worked with them in hopes of finding a cure. When Professor X established the mutant island nation of Krakoa, Beast was granted not only citizenship, but also serves as the head of intelligence wing of X-Force, considered the country's equivalent to the CIA. Henry Hank McCoy was born and raised in Dunphy, Illinois, the son of Norton and Edna McCoy. His father worked at a nuclear plant where he was exposed to massive amounts of radiation during an accident. Norton was completely unharmed. Radiation affected his genes, and as a result, his son was born a mutant. Unlike most mutants, Henry showed signs of mutation from birth. Unusually large hands and feet coupled with unusual agility. A prodigy, also endowed with an innate superhuman intellect, and during adolescence further increased his powers of simian-like augmented agility, reflexes, and strength. Education. While let me get my glasses. This is so. If I have a long stream, hopefully my audio is not crazy. Better audio test. How does this look? Do I look crazy? Let's do a webcam check. This is getting 0 views. While attending Bard College, thanks to his powers, Henry became a star football player as a teenager and earned the nickname his mutation and thirst for knowledge in plain sight until the school asked him to leave after he was exposed as a mutant. Hank's remarkable athletic abilities and brilliance attracted the notice of Professor Charles Xavier, who has formed the original X-Men. Xavier offered Hank, who excelled in the classroom, the chance for unlimited academic opportunities at his prestigious school for gifted youngsters. The colonel named El Conquistador, however, also took note of his abilities and captured McCoy in order to force McCoy to aid him in criminal schemes. With the help of Professor Xavier and the X-Men, Henry defeated the Conquistador and then joined the X-Men as their 4th member, taking the codename Beast. Time displacement. A version of Beast from the future traveled to their time in order to inform them that the future was in a bad state. and that only the original X-Men could help fix it. Hank and the other X-Men traveled with this beast to the future where Cyclops had killed their mentor, Charles Xavier. Jean Grey was dead, and Beast was dying from the changes in his body being brought on by his secondary mutation. After Hank and the team confronted the future Cyclops, Hank then turned his priorities to saving his future self with the help of Kitty Pryde and Jean, whose telepathic powers were just forced to surface. Hank managed to stabilize his future self's condition and saved his life. With Jean's leadership, the team decided to stay in this time until its problems were resolved before going back to their own time. As a result of a conflict between Wolverine's X-Men and the future versions of the X-Men and Brotherhood at Cape Citadel, Kitty decided to quit Logan's school and took herself and the younger X-Men to Cyclops' school instead. Following several adventures as members of Cyclops schools, the young X-Men decided to part ways and lay low for a while the emergence of a new wave of anti-mutant hysteria and the beginning of the Mpox crisis. Beast started a road trip with young X-Men Genesis and Oya and decided to reunite with his teammates 6 weeks later in order to continue the journey with more company, helping out people across the globe wherever it was needed with the help of a teleporting Vamp and named Pickles. Frustrated by his inability to find a way to bring himself and his friends back to their time, Beast decided to experiment with magic. These experiments eventually made way for him to find a way to travel through time using the third eye of Horus, gifted to young Beast by Doctor Strange. Over the course of time, Hank began to dabble in experimentation with mysticism in order to discover a new way home. Wow. This has some length, some content. This goes deep. This goes deep. There's X Factor. I remember that one. I remember Defenders. I remember Avengers. So Beast has played a role, has been a part of all those. Bouncing Blue Beast. But his main thing was X-Men. I might have to revisit this. This is a lot of reading. I have to get a whole other. He has healing factor, just like Wolverine. I think that was the tough part. He was always being compared to Wolverine. So he has come across Spider-Man. They've gotten to some scuffles, or they teamed up. He's been relied on by many of his peers. The Fantastic Four. All right, he's worked with Doctor Strange, the Defenders, Nick Fury, Gladiators, Barbara London. So I should probably catch up on some comics, some comic books. This is a cool website, y'all. Marvelfandom.com. Marvel.fandom.com. They got games, anime, they got movies, TV, video. It'll take me a long time to get really caught up. Extreme X-Men. The art is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think I was way into Sabretooth and Wolverine and Gambit. The art, Sabretooth, Wolverine, and those guys, the art just took over in the 90s. Beast was kind of always in the background. Secret Avengers, Avengers vs. X-Men, New Mutation, and joining the Illuminati. Time Runs Out, Mpox, Inhumans vs. X-Men, Return to the X-Men, Age of X-Men, Krakoa. Personality. Henry McCoy wondered why he wasn't one of the lucky ones. If he had to remain a mutant, why did he have a power that made him look and sometimes feel like a beast? He continued to struggle for the acceptance of others. As a man of arts and letters and the sciences, Beast was very much the Renaissance man, and while his peers in the intelligence community knew this, they still considered him very much a mutant. He even knew what it was like to be jilted by the proverbial beauty. His recent fear of human emotion had caused him to turn away from longtime lover Trish Tilby, who had finally seemed to find the error in her ways as far as an attitude towards his secondary mutation. Despite his ongoing battle with the demons of loneliness and rejection, he was an in, inveterate prankster and wit. And besides his brutish exterior, Beast was the most literate and eloquent of the X-Men, possessing $1 million vocabulary. Henry was every bit a human being plagued by duality, man beast, genius sports star, gentle giant, feral aggressor. Equal parts biochemist and activist, Beast focused on the X-Men's goals of building better relationships between man and mutant. In immersing himself in this campaign, Beast held hope that in the world he and the other X-Men dream of, he'll finally be known more for the genius within that than for the creature outside. So I like reading these power grids. Beast is a mutant. Intelligence is 5. Strength is 4, speed is 3, durability is 4, energy projection is 1, fighting skills is 4. It is possible that Beast's mutation is a result of genetic atavism or genetic traits that resurface in a species after many generations of dormancy. He also possesses neo, neotenous, neotenous, or traits in a descendant that resemble those of an ancestor organism characteristics, which would explain why he was a big modern brain with an ape-like physique. Due to secondary mutation, Beast transformed from his original ape-like physique to a more cat-like physique. A subsequent mutation affected him, and he required the help of his past, who was able to stabilize him in a new appearance. His powers have varied at times due to ongoing and subsequent mutations. So, what brought me to this? Is the phone ringing? Oh, who's the viewing? I got a viewer on Twitch. Fantastic. Do we got anyone in the chat room? Anyone in the chat room? No. Hit me up on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, check out the gameplay. The man who has practiced QCF on Rumble. I know it's a long username. And yeah, thank you for checking out this video, this stream. I apologize for the technical issues at the beginning. And let me hit the mute button on the gameplay and start it all over again. And so we could keep the show going. We've been for a couple of minutes here. One reason I was brought to researching and reading up on some old stuff is because internet's toxic, man. YouTube, TikTok, everything's about dynamics, male female dynamics. Uh, it's exhausting. Politics, weather, war. I think I might get back to fiction just for a little bit. I spent a whole year working on my MBA and spent a long time working on, my career, my matrix career, and also my bachelor's. A lot of left brain activities, but now I think I could kind of just indulge and see where the dork, the nerdy side of me takes me. where follow that spirit for a little bit. I don't have to worry about school or anything like that. But yeah, let's see where this goes. There's what's coming out. Yeah, Deadpool's coming out. I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'll be the first one there, and I'll probably go solo. Not many people around me are into Marvel or like watching Deadpool. I think that even for family, um, it's kind of sometimes vulgar, but I can handle it. I'm okay with that. I don't watch vulgar stuff all the time, but yeah, I think some folks, some audience in the metaverse, the streaming verse, they everyone's just got some exposure to toxic stuff, and I think it's okay to just chill out, chill out, man. Everybody just chill, and get back to some comic books, get back to some basketball, get back to your hobbies, and spend time with friends and family. Get back to some competition. You don't have to. You don't have to try to be a billionaire. You don't have to own 22 Mercedes or anything like that, and you don't have to be a full blown monk. You don't have to be nothing wrong with any of those, but you don't. If you land somewhere in the middle, you got your two arms, two legs, you're breathing. You're good. You're good. So don't worry. Don't worry about a thing. But you should always try to have healthy competition. And if the healthy competition needs to take a break, if that spirit needs a break, hit that creative button. And it's okay to chill and uh, to nerd out. Nothing wrong with that. Um, you can have muscles like beasts, and you could also be a smarty pants like beast. You don't have to be an alcoholic like Logan. No, they're all good. They're all good characters. Um, Avengers, I couldn't get into, man. All these wacky superheroes that surfaced in the past decade or 2 decades. I think the only cool one was Spider Man was cool. Deadpool was pretty dope. It's just the other groups. Iron Man was okay, but the yeah, it didn't resonate with me. I like to see a little bit of struggle, like even Batman, like Logan Wolverine. His story showed struggle and adversity, and then it wasn't really like a rags to riches story, but he lived forever. He's old as dirt, but yeah, that's kind of that rough around the edges kind of stuff is. I think that's what's it's more designed for. It's better for movies for storytelling. Iron Man and the Thor. Oh man, not really a big fan of Thor. Even when it was just the comic books, I'd see the cover. It's a guy with a metal cap, metal helmet. He's got a hammer. Superman didn't need a hammer. You know what I mean? He's he's flying with a hammer, and yeah, couldn't get into that guy. Wasn't in my top five. Hulk was always cool, but I think Hollywood didn't do Hulk justice in any of the movies, and they didn't give him a good villain. But we've been rolling 30 minutes here. Just wanted to get some fun content out there, stuff that keeps keeps me up at night, so to speak. That takes up like 3 minutes of my my day really. I was wondering about it earlier. I was like, how come Beast, old Henry McCoy, never gets any clout? He's always been part of the team. He's always been a good team player. But yeah, I kind of want to get into some more what's upcoming, up and coming, what's coming soon as far as movies goes. As far as movies go, I wish I had I wish I had Grammarly in real life when talking. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go chill out. I got my protein, and hopefully, I'll talk to y'all soon. And upcoming topics, it's also we got Pacquiao fighting in Seoul, Korea. I might have to stick it out here a little bit. All right, peace.